In fact, it may have already started.
All right.
Hey, this is Scott Ware with Radiance Magazine, the publisher and editor. And today I have with me Jeff Mamora, who is a healer extraordinaire. And go ahead and say hello, Jeff.
Blessings.
Thank you for being here. Now, Jeff is an extraordinary healer, and not just, I've experienced it personally, but I've also, in fact, anyone can go check out the myriad of testimonials, video testimonials of people who have been in contact with Jeff and have experienced this healing. Now, before we go on and talk about healing and what that means, well, and even talk about these testimonials, and even I understand you're going to provide a healing for us over this video, whether people are seeing it live or they're seeing it later. But talk to me about healing. What is healing, and what do you do and not do, and any disclaimers you might have, Jeff?
Okay, so first of all, I can't make medical claims, and the only thing I could share is real testimonials. So if anyone would like to see the work that has actually been done, that's actually, you could call it miracles. You make the decision. I call it miracles because they are miracles, and they were, and there still is. And that's that. So all of us has innate power, innate guidance, everything to heal. Certain people like myself that are blessed, and we have different gifts. And let's say there are healers and there are teachers. I'm a healer and I'm a teacher. What the energy signature that I have is more on the Kundalini, Shakti pot. So I could actually transmit the healing to anywhere, really.
Sure.
And for people that are not really familiar with Kundalini, is basically I activate and awaken the divinity within you. So the healing, the type of healing that I'm doing is not just healing. Let's say I could take your headache away, or your trauma. It is the actual evolution of the divinity within you, the soul evolution.
Yes, and when we talk about healing in the holistic community, the spiritual practitioners will talk about multidimensional healing. So for instance, you mentioned having a headache and having that go away, somebody having an issue. But many of us know and have come to realize that many health problems come from emotional issues, from distortions inside us, from fragmentation of our spirit. And so when we talk about healing, you can go get a Band-Aid, you can go get a bone set from a medical doctor. We need our medical doctors. We love our allopathic medicine. We need them, acute care, acute trauma, and all that. But the underlying causes, so that they don't necessarily come back and return, that's what we're talking about with multidimensional healing, wouldn't you say?
Yes. So also, whether it is because we are multidimensional beings anyway, so it is multidimensional healing, it is required. And I'm bringing in more of a coherence. So you're talking about fragments, you're talking about distortion. I call it incoherent. So with more coherence, whether it is biocoherence, and then from then you could go to the meridians, to the prana, to the, to your own Shakti, and that's flowing through it to your chakra system. Then you will actually resonate more with truth.
With truth.
With truth.
Truth with the, I was going to say truth with the capital T.
Yeah. So you resonate more with truth. So that's when all my teaching and my modalities, like you could see my crystal patch over here, it is all to bring more coherence. But then we take it further than that, we'll take it more of, what are you going to do with this truth? Are you going to accept it? Right?
Right.
And that's when people actually shift.
Well, it's interesting because, and some of this, when we talk about this, we can geek out on this and get into it. But the fact is, people come away from their experiences with you as once in a lifetime experiences. They're very profoundly affected. They go on and talk about it for quite a bit. I'll just read one of them here. Master Jeff has a fantastic way of leading and gently guiding you through where the body and emotional soul energy are showing blockages. He's got this very gentle way that I so appreciate of holding a mirror up to the patterns and blockages that are there, which helps you take a step back and have a new perspective on it that creates an awareness and an acceptance that allows you to heal and cleanse, and you feel very uplifted. The experience is eye-opening and awakening. Kelly Gordley said that. What can you say about your session with her?
Wow, it was very profound, and I just recently had another session with her. You could look it up on my Facebook. Just posted yesterday, I believe. So, when you're working with someone, there is what we call the allowing process. You know, everything I teach is allowing process. Some people allow more, some people don't. You know, and it's more of a permeability. I use the analogy of a tea bag. You could be, you might have like the best tea, but then if the bag of the tea is not allowing the tea to actually to go to the water, you're not going to get that much of a tea. So that's essentially, pun intended, the essence of it is how much are you going to allow this truth to soak in, right?
Right.
And that's when you need to get over your mind, you know, your false, or I don't say it's false, it's more like the beliefs and the program that doesn't serve you anymore. And then that's what I call even trauma. So that's basically with blockages, a lot of them, let's say, they're basically just like physical manifestation of the internalization of the trauma. So that's actually could stay in the body, in the muscle, in the bones, and in the meridian system. And let's say your neck could be painful, but then it could come from your liver, per se.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So there is a way, let's say, for me to reduce that pain, but then if the core of the root cause is not heal and transform, that's why people get the pain back. And then there is a lesson that comes with it. So going back to Kelly, it was so profound because she was so permeable and she allowed more.
Okay.
So that's not even healing anymore. It is actually transformation. That's why healing is only part of transformation. It's not even the point.
Interesting. Transformation is the larger picture.
Yes. So healing is not even the point. So I trying to increase the awareness of stop focusing on healing, because if you're focusing on healing, you're thinking that it's like the peak. There is no such thing as a peak. There is no limit. There's only plateaus. So healing is one of those plateaus. You have pushed through the plateaus. Healing is actually part of the revolution first, then evolution, then eventually you transform. And it could happen instantly if you allow it. Miracles and blessings are already on its way. To manifest it is an art of allowing. I'm the master in teaching it and conducting the energy of it.
And I know people will get to see you this weekend at Disclosure Fest on June 22nd in Los Angeles. But before we get to that, I wanted to mention, when you mentioned the patch that you're wearing, and Teresa Shen mentions that too. This is a testimonial. I'm not one who feels things immediately, but I have to say, I don't know what Jeff is doing, but he made me get into instant bliss.
Yes.
All I was doing was sitting there with my eyes closed and feeling some of the patch's energy. I didn't even put them on me. I ended up giggling and laughing with such joy. He reminds me to be in gratitude. That is the single most important feeling and sensation anyone ever needs to live their life. It will change your life. That sounds like transformation, and you and the patch had something to do with that, it sounds like.
Yeah, so basically, these patches are crystals. Just like what I do, I actually could attune the person to the utmost potential, maximizing. So I'm a maximizer.
Okay.
And so my energy is already a Kundalini activation, but then it could enhance with everything that's around you. As for a simple effect, let's say I'm trying to heal you, but then we're standing next to the cell tower. There's going to be a lot of interference.
Sure, right.
It's kind of like that. So all
Okay.
I need to do, let's go across the street. Once we go across the street, all of a sudden the interference is not there. So what are interference? Interference is your own negative thoughts. Interference is your own negative emotions. The victimhood that you're attached to, right? The programs. So I have techniques that I actually knocked it all out like that.
Okay, well, I do want to talk about Disclosure Fest and your appearance this weekend, but can you, you have the ability to send out healing energy right here and now, and this takes, I don't know what, a couple minutes, I guess, and if you could do that for us now, people can actually experience you.
Yes, let's just be about it instead of talking about it. Let's just do, right?
All right, let's go.
Let's do this thing right now. So for you, Brother Scott, this is a very simple technique, but it's very profound. You know, it took me thousands of cases and, you know, more than 22 years of mental health. It's what I call it the basic alignment, but it is very profound. I'm going to do it with you, and I'm going to do it with everyone that's actually watching.
Okay.
Okay, this will help in anything, in everything that you do. Okay, first let's connect to our spirit, and then we'll check in. This is what I said. Let's check in. What is the essence of stuff, like content? What most important is, it's not the cup, it's what's in the cup, right?
Right.
So what is inside our spirit? Let's check in, close our eyes. Connect to the spirit. So I'm going to use you as an example, Brother Scott. What is the essence of your spirit at this moment?
You mean, what does it feel like?
Yes.
It feels calm, it feels fluid, it feels joyful.
Okay. Now, you know how to take a screenshot of your phone, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I need you to take a screenshot of your mind right now.
Okay.
What's the image?
It's not a very distinct image. It's sort of shapes and colors.
Yeah. Just tell me, image, shape, color.
Some circles overlapping, colors, different blues and reds and yellows.
Ah, perfect. Those images trigger an emotion response. What is your emotional content at this moment?
It's very good. It's very settled. I had a great morning, and I cleared myself before preparing for this interview, and I feel very good. And
okay, what do you feel in your physical body now? You should feel a shift.
I don't know what kind of shift I feel. I mean, I feel I'm present to my body now, whereas I wasn't as present before. You brought that to my attention.
Okay,
comfortably.
pay attention. Do you feel any coolness? Just feel, like, go of your mind, don't think. Do you feel any tingly, heat?
Coolness in my arms.
There you go. So now you're able to tune in with me. So I'm healing your arms. Okay, so before you didn't feel it, now you feel it. That's the difference. But the more you feel, the more you get. Okay, now. Okay, now I'm going to actually give you, bless you with Shaktipat. Then now maintain this with a grateful heart. Have an ounce of gratitude. Now I'm going to do a transmission called Shaktipat for you and all that. Just follow these steps, and now you're more aligned, quote unquote, in all your aspects. Have an ounce of gratitude and ready to receive blessings.
I'm ready.
was that?
Excellent. Excellent. It's like you mentioned before about allowing, I allowed myself to experience healing you were sending, and you made sound like 3 sounds, and the first and the third one I particularly just let it come through. And I didn't mention a couple areas of my body where I would like some healing, but I went there with those, and it felt great. It felt energizing, and I'm allowing it to heal.
There you go. So, and after each session or with healing that I require the people, the responsibility of the recipient, then I'll teach them how to sustain and maintain this healing. This healing will continue going on as long as you actually continue maintaining gratitude and other things that is actually comes with the realizations. Because with the higher perspective, let's say going back to Kelly's testimonial, when you have a higher perspective, then you actually have realizations. What are the things you need to let go and transform? So with maintaining the gratitude, obviously with realization comes with what you need to let go. Once you continue doing so, you're going beyond healing. You're actually transforming.
Interesting, because most people would think of healing as the high point, but no. I guess you're going to have to keep healing if you don't do the transformation.
Yeah. That's why I have actually even an album of, transformation. You could see massive physical transformation, but the first thing you do is actually spiritual work. The body will follow.
Right. Okay.
Let's say, people are focusing, summer is coming and I would like to go to work out at the gym. And I said, brothers and sisters, please do spiritual work first, because a lot of these weight are energetic, and those spiritual and energetic field that's holding to the weight has, that has more authority rather than you're working out trying to melt the fat, quote unquote. It doesn't work that way, or it's not effective in my practice.
Well, people who are still watching this interview by this point are believers of that. They understand how much power the mind has and the emotions, when we hold on to emotions in our body, that actually has a mass.
Mm-hmm. It does. And it's actually, there is beyond that. I mean, I work with letting go of the mind so you could tap into the spirit, not allowing the chatter, the monkey brain, I call it, the circus mind. And you just push it to the side so you could tap into to your higher self, then you get a download automatically. Just like the images that when you saw the screenshot, that's exactly what was going on in your subconscious. And it's that simple. I mean, you don't need to look for a specialty to do that. Just doing this. When you do this all the time, you're maintaining all the aspects all the time. Once you do that, you're becoming more of a better vehicle for truth and love and light. The better vehicle of truth and love and light, you continue healing and transforming.
Exactly. And for people who are skeptical, all we have to do is point to how the body heals, that the doctors don't actually heal bodies. They help the body with the healing process heal itself. And that's what we're doing. We're here as well.
Well, look at placebo effects. That's what they had to do studies. That's how powerful, right?
Exactly.
The medical people, they know. That's what they have to do, double-blind placebo effects, because they know how powerful the placebo effect is.
Exactly. And like Joe Dispenza said, we are the placebo.
Yeah. So we are the light. We are the love. So basically, when I'm teaching and doing, it's how do we actually allow to have more light, to have more truth, and not only to have, but conduct it and carry that.
And people can experience you and teaching this weekend in a park in Los Angeles. Is it Los Angeles Park?
Yeah, Los Angeles Park, the Disclosure Fest. There's going to be a mass meditation, to increase, basically heal the planet and heal humanity.
Yeah, and Disclosure Fest is just an amazing event, the Mass Meditation Initiative, and it's a mindful yoga, music, healing arts, and vegan festival with a live stream global meditation at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And so there's guided meditations, yoga, workshops, special guest speakers, live performances, cacao ceremonies, goddess circles, sound baths, and a lot of booths, a lot of fun vendors. I went last year. It is such a great time. It's such a great thing to come out and see. Even all the people dressed up. Maybe, you'll be there. You belong there, my friend, right? And
Yeah. I would like to do, mass meditation myself. So, because, it's cool because what I do, I would actually shift the vibration. And if people allow, then the Kundalini will awaken. And that's, when people get into bliss, that's a very high vibration. Just like, the testimonial that you picked. And a lot of people explain, oh, I'm in the bliss, but that's a true blissful state. Like people start laughing. And I even had a healing session with the earthquake victims in, in Lombok, the island next to Bali, at this long distance healing. I mean, behind her was literally like the rubble of her house. Her house was flattened by the earthquake.
Oh my God.
And she was wearing a hijab. And I explained to her, this is not a religion. This is just love. She allowed, and she started laughing. She started laughing. And so like, she feel like, I have a big house. Feels like I don't have to worry. And this is weird. Like I said, allow it. So listen,
And skeptical people would say, oh, this person is deluding themselves. They have this problem, but they're just pushing on their head and they're deluding themselves. But actually, why not deal with challenges in life with the most positive mindset possible, so that you can allow more abundance into your life?
Yes. And I mean, she was a stranger all the way across in Indonesia.
Exactly. And so you provided her some momentary relief, and hopefully she was able to carry that forth and continue with a positive mindset and a higher vibration.
Yeah.
And how much follow-up do you do with the people that you have these healing encounters with?
Quite a bit. A lot of them, they become my students, and this is no religion, and this is spiritual work. I mean,
You're not a guru, Jeff?
Oh, I say Jai Guru. I basically bow down to the guru that is within you. For my students, they could call me master, they could call me guru, but basically I educate them. It's like every time you call me guru, you're calling the guru inside you.
Okay, I get it.
So so it serves a purpose in terms just for people to absorb, and after that, they need to look within. The true guru is inside you.
I agree. It's okay. There's a certain relationship we have with spiritual teachers for a while as we're grasping concepts, but as long as you're being without ego with it and reminding them that it's about the guru inside them, that's an optimal situation.
That's basically what Kundalini is. That's why, when I was taught to say Jai Guru, so I bow to the guru that is within me, that is within you. So I basically awaken and activate the guru within you, which is the guru is the divinity within you, the divine within you.
Sure. You mentioned Kundalini several times. For people who don't know much about that, or they hear a little bit about it, it sounds powerful. Maybe it sounds a little scary. It sounds sexual and taps into sexual energies. What are the uses of it? What are the healing properties of it? And when should people engage with it? Should they do it while they're driving on the freeway, or what can you tell us about that?
It depends. It depends if they're not used to that, or it is something new. If they want to actually tap into that, it's better when you're in the place that are peaceful and supportive.
Okay, sure.
The experience from one to another is very different because it is an awakening. So the soul will let you experience what you need to go through, just like life, for the most conducive experience for you to grow.
Okay, so when you tap into the Kundalini power, which has to do with starts at the base of the spine and goes up through the chakras, what is the purpose of it? How can it benefit us to work with that?
Okay, basically we have a lower vibration in everything we do. Your sexual energies are actually one of the most powerful energies in multiverse. But then we have lower vibration and our programming that is negative that's attached to that, right?
Yes.
The same thing with speaking. How many of us actually speak truth as much as we can? How many we do devotion, bhakti? So basically what the Kundalini does, it goes over chakras to chakras. It's like this positive, negative. I mean, the depiction is like two snakes going. It is actually transmutation and all this negative, lower vibration part of you. So I explain them to like transformers. So the chakras is actually like a transformer of your vibration.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're talking about is you can utilize these things in the lower vibrations, which is common, which is, you know, if we're not taught anything, we're just going to go with what comes instinctively maybe, but
yeah,
you can actually elevate the whole. And is it just for sexual union? Is it just for that practice, or do we use it in other things as well?
No, so the sexual energies are actually, they are there for life force. So we call it sexual energies, but it's actually, my grasp and my understanding is beyond. It's basically life force. So basically, it's basically, imagine if you need to shower and you haven't showered all your life. Kundalini is basically cleaning you, transforming you to become the truer version of you, the truer version. Like a lot of the testimonials, if you look at into my Facebook, they could actually feel like they were renewed, rebirth. They actually would say that. I feel like I was born again, or I feel like a rebirth. It's because we cracked the shells of all these old beliefs and old programs. And that's basically what Kundalini is, the transmutation of darkness to light, the transformation of negative to positive.
Okay. All right. And now switching gears a little bit, there was a review here, a testimonial from someone who experienced sexual trauma. She said, I've experienced lots of sexual trauma. I walked in here from a very stressful morning with lots of drama. Jeff could sense that I had a lot of anxiety. As soon as he placed his hands on me, it disappeared, and I can't thank him enough for that. With Jeff, I realized I have to continue working on myself. There's lots of light and love coming into my life and a lot of transformation. I feel like I'm a stronger individual after working with Jeff. I've structured myself, grounded myself, and I wasn't able to before. Does Kundalini help there?
Yes. So that's basically what it did. So it was sexual trauma, obviously. So we basically transmuted the negative energy there. That's why the anxiety relief she felt, it's not that the anxiety that left, it's the darkness that was in the sexual energy that's being transmuted. Then the anxiety left. So the anxiety is actually just the symptoms out of the dark, negative sexual energies. That was the trauma that was happened in her life.
Now, a lot of these video testimonials that are on your Facebook site, which you're easy to find, Jeff Mamora on Facebook, involves people who experience healings through your touch, through your healing, even through just looking at you. Isn't that true that some people just looked at you on Facebook and experienced healing?
Yeah, so I get people saying thank you. I don't even know them or find me on Instagram, this and that, just looking at my picture or my video. And it could be me blessing the tea. It doesn't matter what I was doing. And as long as they allow, they connect, or God wants them to receive some kind of healing, that will feel a shift and a magnetism, like something. What is this? And then all of a sudden, hey, my panic attack just went away. What's going on? And then they message me, hey, what is this? Because to some people, this is, they were like, what is this?
Right.
Like, no, it's just be grateful. You just got blessed. You're able to allow. To me, it's like, it is actually quite simple. When I'm saying that kind of stuff, it's not to brag. It's just to stating the fact. Imagine if you're cold at night and in the morning, and you're waiting for the sun to come up so you could get warm. It's like the phenomenon is literally that simple. We have people that just have, more energy and more light, and that you just basically able to tap into it. It's that simple. Okay.
All right. You mentioned you're on Instagram at INDOJEFF,
yeah,
or the Miracle Movement. Why do you call it the miracle movement? What miracles? I mean, isn't miracle something that happened in the biblical days, or what constitutes a miracle?
Well, you know, everybody has a little bit of definition of whatever they want to say. A miracle to me, when you're able to transmute darkness to light, to, you know, literally transmute suicidal crisis to bliss. That's a miracle. To transform an addict to become no addiction within a session. I mean, addiction is much harder to cure, quote unquote, or to help more than cancer. Because everything I do is start at the soul level, spiritual plane.
Okay. So they can find you at Instagram there, and they can reach out to you to discuss these things you're talking about. They can find your you on Facebook. And do you want to give out a phone number?
Not at this moment, but you know.
Okay, fair enough.
But they could contact me, Jeff Mamora, on Facebook.
Okay, and they can send a message to you, because I know you offer healings, you offer classes, you have students, people who have been your clients have become your students.
Yeah.
And you have meditation practices you teach, and initiation. What is initiation?
The Kundalini initiation is more of just basically to become more consistent in my teaching. Some people will get it within a split second. Some people will get it in a day or a couple of weeks. It's, again, it goes back to the allowing process of the individual.
Okay, all right. And you'll be at Disclosure Fest this Saturday at Los Angeles Park. People can find disclosurefest.com or .org online or on Facebook. And it's just a fun time. It's a good place even just to go people watch and soak up the energy and check out the cool vendor booths. It's a lot of fun. In closing, Jeff, what would you like to tell people? What would you like to offer people as far as what they have inside themselves and what you can offer to help expand on that?
Well, I say this every day, but I'll say it again. Gratitude is God's currency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where all the blessings and all the miracles, it requires gratitude. That's it. With more gratitude, there's no limit. It doesn't matter how the perception of suffering is. Because again, I say perception of suffering. Suffering is not suffering. Once you heal and transform, you look everything as blessings.
Excellent. Good message to end on. And also the crystals you wear on your forehead and other parts of your body, you even offer those as well, correct?
Yeah, this is actually, it could trigger your own stem cell. I mean, it reverse aging and regenerate every single part and being of you. So again, in the spiritual sense, it's regeneration. So any issues that you have with anything, it will actually help. So with all my teaching and all my tools, it will actually enhance and help everything, from if you're needing help or even other practitioners to enhance their practices, you know.
Okay. Jeff, thank you for joining me. This has been great. It's been fun.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate all what you do, brother. Much love and respect to you.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you all for watching. Keep spreading the love.
Yes. Love and light. Bye.